What were you doing in February 2021? Well, it appears my friends and I were in the middle of a very unhealthy relationship with Call of Duty Warzone.
Because of the sounds.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh god.
Embarrassing.
This game's getting uninstalled.
Trapped at home during the COVID pandemic, I remember seeing videos about this great new Viking survival game Valheim, and thinking, well, that sounds pretty cool, but my PC at the time was a total potato and that game was not yet on console. I took a brief look at what could have been as Warzone dragged me back to reality. Now, if you don't know, Valheim is an open-world survival game that's played in the third-person perspective. You play in a world where slain Vikings go to prove themselves fit for the halls of Valhalla. Now, I've played a lot of open-world RPGs and survival games, but there's almost always something about these games that just doesn't quite work for me. I find a lot of games are too intense and flashy, and I just don't enjoy having a seizure each time I play. Then there are games like Minecraft, which are great and will always be something I enjoy, but it's hard for me to get immersed in a world that doesn't look realistic. So one night I took a look at the game catalog and saw Valheim again. Nowadays my PC is much better. Not that Valheim's a taxing game, but I thought, what the hell, let's give it a try. It's a small download after all. And wow, am I ever glad I did. From the moment I landed on my spawn island, I fell in love with the art style and the convincing scenery. Very rarely have I seen a game that manages to nail real-life density of a forest, especially with procedural generation. I really feel like I'm in the woods, and you can easily get lost if you go too far. This is already amazing, but then I realized the game has a hardcore mode, and that was the selling point. I've always strived to make games more challenging, and I feel like way too many games are too easy these days. Developers want games to be accessible, so they dumb them down to the point where you just follow the dotted line and don't even have to think. Now, sometimes I like to unplug and not think too much, but when I play a survival game, I want to feel like survival is actually a challenge. In Minecraft, I have to make up my own game rules to increase the difficulty because I'm not into the modding scene. But Valheim Hardcore does what I need with the click of a button. It maxes out the difficulty sliders, there's no map, and there's very little hand-holding in this game, which looks so real and convincing even though there are fantasy elements. The hardcore mode makes it so immersive because if you stroll too far from familiar landmarks, you will get lost without a map. If you pick a fight you can't handle, you will die. And if you don't prepare, you will struggle, which is exactly what I've always wanted. Now, I'm late to the game, but if you're interested in Valheim and are looking for a casual and bingeable Let's Play series, I've got you covered. I, ManCaveChris of the Not Your Buddy Friend YouTube channel, hereby declare that I will beat this game solo, on hardcore, with no exploits, and if I die, I'll delete the save and start again. I know, right? Pretty confident words for a complete noob who ran back to the meadows in fear when the Black Forest prompt came up on screen.
Is that the Dark Forest? Is that the next biome? Yikes, the Black Forest, we're not going there.
But if you wish to join me on this adventure, your support will see me through the worst this game has to offer. Soon you will find the first of many videos releasing on this series, so please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel as it really helps us grow and we would love to have you. But remember, we are not your buddy friend. See you in Valheim.